Well, hey, and welcome to another episode of Beetle Dustino coming at you again today with yet another video, yet another head-to-head video with the Ultimate Collection versus whatnot. So John versus Paul, and as you might have saw in the thumbnail, we're gonna throw in a little Beatles into this too. So all of them together with this. So kind of another compilation that came out recently, as you saw. So anyways, before we get started with that, though, I do want to once again thank all my subscribers and thanks to any new subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And do hit the notification bell so you know when I got new videos coming out. Also, please give the video a like. It really does help out the channel. And do leave a comment. I love having a discussion with everybody. But let's get on with this next episode of Head to Head to Head. So yeah, I've been really getting excited about the new Ultimate Collection edition of Mind Games, which we finally got the announcement on. So coming out July 12th. The big box set will be coming out, and literally this time around, the big box set, because you can get the big cube with the artwork and the record collections, the CD collection, everything in there. So you can get that one. You can just get the standard one like we're used to over the past few Ultimate Collection Ultimate Mix releases that we've been getting. Yeah, I'm getting pretty excited for it, and I thought we just kind of do a look back on what we've had so far. So far there's been 3 different ones. We've had Imagine was the first one to come out, and yes, I am going to count this as another option on it. The Gimme Some Truth compilation, Gimme Some Truth, the Ultimate Mixes, and it's not really totally an Ultimate Collection because yeah, you don't have all the raw studio demos, you don't have all the elements mixes and, you know, so forth and so on. Yeah, you don't have that, but it is an ultimate mix. They have remixed the whole album, or the whole catalog of songs that were used on it. So we got a new remix on that, a new collection of compilation there. And they packaged it very similar in the deluxe version of it as the Imagine Deluxe version was, and the Plastic Ono Band Deluxe version was. So I want to include that in that collection. And, you know, it's going to sit on your shelf, you know, with Imagine, with Plastic Ono Band, and with Mind Games coming up just the same if you get the deluxe box. So kind of want to bring it up head to head, as I've been doing with the other 2 boxes. We pitted them up against the archive collection, basically, John versus Paul type thing. In the one with Imagine, or with Plastic Ono Band, I'm sorry, we did pit it up with the George Harrison 50th anniversary of All Things Must Pass, which was pretty much his only kind of super deluxe big release like that so far. Hopefully we're going to get one with Living in the Material World coming up soon, and I think Concert for Bangladesh is going to hopefully have something like that too, according to Donnie there. But we'll get excited for that when we got more announcements on it. So anyways, I thought, you know, I kind of developed a ranking for these boxes. I didn't think the Gimme Some Truth one quite fit into the mold of what I did for Imagine and Plastic Ono Band and the other archive releases. So I kind of wanted to build up a new ranking. So let's go over this. So I kind of the compilation box sets that we got out there. And I'm going to give ranking, it'll be a 50-point ranking with 5 possible bonus points as we've done in the past, but I'm going to change up a couple of the categories to get to that 50 points, or 55 with the bonus. So the first thing is going to be pretty much the same as what we've been doing, and we're going to rank the album out of 10. And then we're going to do on this one the track list that they chose for this compilation out of 10. And then we're going to do another kind of new category of flow/vibe, kind of how it feels. Does it feel right together? You know, which way they decide to go with the flow and the vibe of what this compilation album is going to be. So we're going to give that 5 points, a total of 5 points for that. Then we're going to look at the book or the booklet, because not all of these come with a book. So we're only going to give that 3 points though this time, instead of the full like 5 or 10. And then we're going to give 2 points to the high-res audio or video that you might possibly get with these sets. So that'll be a total of 20 there for the media. And then we're going to look at the packaging itself. So this, I think, mirrors what we've done so far. So design/quality, we're going to give up to 5 points for that. Value, we're going to give up to 5 points for that. Does it feel special, which is a very subjective category for me. But yeah, does this box set really make this album compilation or not feel special? So that'll get up to 5 points on that. And then we'll look at other packages that you could get. You know, do you need to get just the big box set, or is there some other options there if you're on more of a budget, or maybe you don't want CDs and you want LPs? Is there something available? So we'll give 5 points for that. And then the bonuses are going to stick with the bits and the bobs as the bonus. So any like extra little things that they put in there, like posters, postcards, bumper stickers, whatever, you know, handwritten reproduction notes, stuff like that, we're going to give up to 5 points on that too. So there's a breakdown of how we're ranking these. So let's get into what we've got for the competition here. So from John Lennon, obviously the Ultimate Collection, the Ultimate Mixes, we're going to be looking at the Gimme Some Truth, the big box set here that you got. So the Super Deluxe or Deluxe version of it. So this is John's entrance into here. So this is, it's almost unfair with how big this is. I've not seen too many compilation albums get quite this deluxe packaging of a option. So this is kind of a surprising one, and was kind of hard to figure out, is there something to compare it to? Because yeah, there isn't an archive collection. There's no archive collection that's a compilation. I really doubt Paul is going to do an archive collection of Wings' greatest. You know, so what could we do? And it hit me. I'm like, well, there is a fairly recent Paul McCartney compilation that had kind of a super deluxe treatment, and that would be Pure McCartney. So that is going to be the big head-to-head on this. So this is its super deluxe version, and yes, compared to this, it looks a little small, but trust me, this packs the material. So this is a 2 CD set. There's 3 discs altogether with the audio, the high-res audio in that. This is a 4 CD set. So we got a lot of material here. And I thought, you know, let's throw the Beatles into this one. Let's see how they team up, because they've recently had a box set, I guess we'll call it, of compilations. I thought it would be kind of fun to see how this teamed up with this. I'm going to look at the Beatles 1962 to 1966 / 1967 to 1970. So the red and the blue album. The 2023 edition, the expanded, remixed 2023 edition, and its little box set that came out here for the CDs. And see if something like this can compete with something like this. And so we got 4 CDs here, 2 CDs plus a Blu-ray disc on that one, and 4 CDs on this one. So let's get into a few things here with it. So the Gimme Some Truth one, of course, was released on October 9th, 2020. Let's see, we'll go on to Pure McCartney. And this originally came out on June 10th of 2016. So fairly recently yet. So anyways, the next one up is kind of an odd one, I think, but it'll be fun to see here. But the Beatles, 1962 to 1966 / 1967 to 1970, this came out on November 10th of 2023. But of course, the original albums, so just the red album and the blue album, came out on their own on the same date of April 2nd of 1973. And then the CD version of it came out in September 20th of 1993. And then the remastered versions came out on August 10th of 2010. And then, so this one came out in 2023, expanding it out and remixing the tracks. So you got kind of a new compilation, really. They just expanded what was there, kind of kept that name. Plus you got the Now and Then on there, the brand new Beatles song in 2023. So let's get into the ranking here though, and we'll look at the album to start. So here we go with the album on Gimme Some Truth. It comes in this folio here that I slid out, and it's spread across the 2 CDs and technically across the Blu-ray too. Everything mirrors on this though. But yeah, you got CD1 here, pop it out there so you can see. So Gimme, and then CD2, Truth, and you got your Blu-ray there, but we'll get to that in a little bit. The album itself, I'm going to give a 10. And surprise, surprise, I'm going to give all these a 10 on the album. So I'm not going to mess around too much on that. But I couldn't come up with a better category, but I wanted something to get in there. So we're just going to give it a baseline 10 to start on all these. Because how can you go wrong with, 36 John Lennon tracks, from his solo time, or 64, as we'll get into here, Paul McCartney tracks on Pure McCartney. I can't remember, I didn't get the count to how many tracks you got on here, but the Red and the Blue albums here together. We're just getting it out of the way. 10 on each of these albums so far for the album ranking. You really can't go wrong. Now, where it's going to start kind of varying is the track list and the flow and the vibe of it all. So we'll see kind of how that breaks down. Give Me Some Truth, the track list. I'll hold it there so you can maybe see it there. But yeah, you got your 36 tracks, and was it the best track list that you could get? I'd say it was decent. I'm not going to give it a full 10. I'm going to give it a 9 on this one. So it seemed like there was maybe a song or two they could have included. One thing that was cool, they did have Come Together here that was on the Live in New York album. So they actually included a live track, which I thought was pretty cool. Could have they included maybe one or two more tracks like that? Maybe. They did seem to get some from every one of his albums. So I'll give him that on that. I guess we're just going to go with a 9 on it. I can't say it was perfect. I can't say it was really that flawed either. So track list for Give Me Some Truth is getting a 9. Now for Pure McCartney, this one we're going to be a little more rough on him on. As I already said, it included something off of every album aside from Choba BCCP, which makes sense. They did title this Pure McCartney. So kind of in the theory that it was a song written by him. So Choba BCCP was all a covers album, so nothing from that. I guess that makes sense. Flowers in the Dirt was not included, and that is where it's going to get hurt on the score on this. The fact that they left a pretty decent Paul McCartney album totally off of this, at least getting a track or two from it. Run Devil Run's another one. Now that was pretty much a covers album, but he did have a couple of original songs on there. And I think at least one of those original songs would have fit good on this. And then Driving Rain completely left off too. And yes, I know it's not a favorite album of most people, but there are a couple of good songs on there and a couple of good songs that would go great on a compilation. So this is going to get a 7 for track listing on it, just because of that. So it's getting knocked down because there's at least 3 albums that should have been included on here with at least a song, and none of them are on here. So that's going to get a point docked for each of those 3 albums. There were 4 albums altogether that weren't on here, but we're not really going to count Choba BCCP. Could have they included some live stuff too? I think yes. I think they should have included something off of Wings Over America. I think they should have included something off of maybe Unplugged, the official bootleg. I think there were a few songs on there that were pretty cool, even some stuff that is a McCartney penned song that's never really been anywhere else. I think that would have been cool on here. So yeah, however, what is on here is pretty amazing. So I can't give it less than knocking 3 points off just for the fact that they left off a few albums. But speaking of the track list, I'll hold it there. I'm sorry, I got a used copy here and it's a little beat up. So that is what you're kind of looking at there. I can't believe how beat up it is. It's not that old, and I got it even, still a few years back. So it was even younger then. It stayed at least looking the same since it's been in my possession. So, and the track list on there too, kind of interesting, I thought. So singles, soundtrack, stuff off of soundtracks, and non-album stuff. There was 8 songs that would have fell into that category. And looking at, how they left off some albums, well, some albums really got some good recognition here. Flaming Pie would be the most recognized single album, not with just like singles or whatever, but just stuff off of the album. There were 8 tracks off of Flaming Pie on this. So that is amazing. Ram, Band on the Run, and New all got 5. So pretty surprising that New was one of those that got a very strong recognition on this. Chaos and Creation in the Backyard got 4. McCartney, At the Speed of Sound, Wings at the Speed of Sound, whichever way you want to call that. London Town, McCartney 2, and Tug of War all got 3. Red Rose Speedway, Venus and Mars, Back to the Egg, Pipes of Peace, Press to Play, and Memory Almost Full all got 2. Wildlife, Give My Regards to Broad Street, Off the Ground, Electric Arguments, and Kisses on the Bottom, which also was a covers album for the most part, all got 1. So why they left Run Double Run off of there if they would include Kisses on the Bottom? So that's kind of why it's getting a 7 for the track listing. So let's see. Up next we got the Red and the Blue album, and I'll hold it here like this. There we go. So you can see the track listing. And yeah, they did a pretty good job of including a bit of everything. Now, one thing a lot of people complained about was the fact that they did add in Now and Then, which, I mean, yeah, they were looking for a vehicle to add it into, and I think this maybe was a good idea. Was it the best idea? Maybe not also, but the fact that they included Now and Then, why they didn't include the other anthology songs, why we didn't get Free as a Bird and Real Love. You know, that would have been a nice inclusion on this too. Maybe would have that made it too anthology derived though, and people would really say, why didn't you put it on a new version of the anthology? Well, I guess that's, I don't know. But, and there's definitely songs that are left off of this that should have been on here, and there's definitely songs that are on here that are like, why is that on there? So I'm going to give this an 8 though for the track listing. So yeah, so far that's where we're at. And we're moving on to the next category, which would be flow/vibe. So these all went, these two kind of went kind of the same route for the flow on it, which would be just kind of put it on the track listing in the order of what the older song to the newer song, basically. So that was pretty good with that. However, if you got one of the LP versions of this, that's not going to be the case with the new expanded tracks on there. So, but we are ranking only the CD set here. So, but yeah, so that's what they kind of went for on this. However, this one didn't totally follow that, as Happy Christmas, War is Over, and Give Peace a Chance is tacked on to the end and not towards the beginning like they should be. So if you were going for that, you've kind of messed up your flow and vibe right there. So I'm going to give this one a 4 on that, just because of that. Not that I don't think they were right at the end, but I just feel like if you were going for keeping it in order, that kind of messed everything up. Then the flow and the vibe on Pure McCartney, we really went for something different here. So it really wasn't intended to go in order, and it's really not intended to be like a greatest hits thing or anything like that either. Not that there aren't greatest hits on here. I mean, most of these songs would be kind of considered greatest hits. It just is so random. And I think that's what's really fun about Pure McCartney. I know I read in one of the things on this that it's kind of intended to be like a road trip album. Like something you just put on if you're going in the car, taking a long road trip, that you'd have just this random music to kind of listen to on that. And this really shines at that. So if that's its mission that it's doing, I love listening to this when I'm on the road. I think it really fits that description there. You know, if I don't want to just listen to a dedicated album, just having some Paul McCartney music going, and just some random Paul McCartney music, and this really fits that bill. And, you know, just fun stuff to sing along with and all that. So this is getting a 5 for flow/vibe, because it's got a great flow/vibe. Being that that's what they were going for, is just the randomness. So back to the Beatles 1962, well, the Red and the Blue album. Let's not just do that whole numbers thing. So the Red and the Blue album in the little box set together. The flow, the vibe on this. So basically the flow was supposed to be, we're put it all in order. And they did a good job on this. I think this one is all in order like it should be. The flow and the vibe of it feel great listening to all 4 discs together. Like I said, if I was doing this ranking for one of the LP packages, that's going to be a different story, because the expanded tracks that got put on, so the original 2 LP album that came out, they just added on the 3rd disc and put the tracks tacked onto that 3rd disc, where the CD, at least they matched them in with the new track list there. So you got a whole new track list on the CD, where yeah, you do with the LPs too, but you just got a new track list on the 2nd disc, or on the 3rd disc, where disc 1 and 2 were just like your originally remembered from 1973. So the flow of the vibe on the CD set is going to be a 5. If I'm doing this for the LP set, I'd almost give it a 3. I think they messed it up that bad by not mixing the tracks in together. Let's see, moving on to next category, back to Gimme Some Truth, and the book/booklet. So this isn't getting full scoring on this, but this one we got a nice hardback 124-page book, I think it said. So pretty impressive. I got my hype sticker there, so just kind of ignore that, but giving you kind of an example of what's all in there, and there fell the hype sticker. So really cool book here. Some good information on the songs and that, and what was going on as they were making this, those songs and such. So very good, awesome option here. So we got a 3 points for this, the full points that you can get for the book category in this. So Pierre McCartney will be up next. And well, the set itself, the box itself, is actually a book. And you do get, you know, kind of these pages here with, you know, some pictures, a little information on the songs. Not much more than who played on what songs and stuff. So no lyrics, no, you know, any story going behind the song. So really, you know, not maybe the greatest information in the book, but, you know, when the box itself is a book and a hardcover at that, and then the disc are just housed in here as part of the book here, part of the pages of the book. So that's pretty much what you're looking at here. But the book itself, so, and I will totally call this a book, and it is hardback, so that always gets good scores for this. But I'm only going to give this a 2 on that. So the red and the blue album and its little box set together. So it basically is, as we'll pull this out, the 2 separate CDs that you could get either of these on their own. I'll hold it the right way here. So that's basically what you're getting, just put into a nice little box. And these have got a booklet. So, so nothing much more than you would get with getting like a 2 CD or 1 CD type thing. And I'm holding them wrong again. Red, blue. There we go. So you guys are seeing them right. I'm seeing it right there. You guys are seeing it right there now. There we go. But yeah, just a little booklet, basically, is what you get with that. So I really can't give that a massively high score, but it'll get a 1 at least. So you got at least a nice booklet included with some information on the tracks and that. And this does feature the lyrics too in this one. So up next, we got high-res audio, or if by chance there's any video. I doubt it on these type of compilations. Maybe though in the future, because I can apply this to other bands. With Gimme Some Truth though, you do get in the folio this little disc here, which would be the Blu-ray. Pull it out so you can see the label there. So Truth there. The fact that this is really the only one that you got some physical stuff on, we're only giving this 2 points, but you're going to get a full 2 points on this album for that. Pierre McCartney, high res, doesn't exist. I don't know if there is anything streaming for this. I don't think there is. I don't think there was ever anything intended to be released on that. I think over time stuff is going to be available as maybe the albums get some. But this album itself, this compilation album, no, there isn't anything, so it's getting a 0 on that. And I hate giving these a 0, I really do. But that is what it is. This one I kind of did funny. So the red and the blue album, yeah, there is high-res stuff available of this, you know, your Dolby Atmos, all that. But it's only available streaming. So I really kind of felt bad giving it a 0 for the fact they didn't give us a physical version. But it is available out there if you go seek it out, and I'll give that at least a 0.5 point. That's what we're doing. We're giving it a 0.5 point. So that'll finish up the media on all this. So we're getting our totals so far. Oh, and this is out of 30, I'm sorry. So out of 30, Gimme Some Truth got 28 points. Pierre McCartney got 24. And the Beatles, the red and the blue album in their little box set, got 24.5. So there we go. Not too bad so far, considering this has got the big beautiful book and everything with it. It's faring fairly well, but not totally taking it away here. So up next, though, the packaging is the next one, and the first category there is the design / quality. So Gimme Some Truth, of course, we got in the big box here, you know, the slide out you know, with the book and everything there, the folio. Yeah. Pretty good materials used on it and everything. Nice design on how to get to it and all, and how to package it and sit it on your shelf. I'd say overall this is getting a 5. I really can't give it less than a 5 for that. That's where we're going on that. Pure McCartney on that. So this is basically what you got here. Like I showed you when we were talking about the book itself. It is basically just a book that houses the book itself and the disc. So the book is kind of the box. And, you know, it's a really nice design. I wish mine was in better shape. I really wish whoever owned this before me took a little better care of it. It's not even 10 years old and it's already this beat up. That's just unbelievable how people will treat their stuff. But I really like the picture they used here, this Ram era picture, all kind of the black with his face kind of coming through, but then we got the black and the white and the gold as kind of that. And the gold is actually like gold foil on that. I don't know if that's coming out on the camera. And that's everywhere you look on the front there, the spine, the back, anywhere where you see gold, it's that gold foil. So that's really kind of cool. They really designed that out nice. The photos on the inside here are really cool. Gimme Some Truth kind of went similar on this with the black and the gold. I feel like they kind of almost followed what Pure McCartney did here when they did that box, now that I'm looking at them side by side. They kind of use that same, like the gold kind of washed out there. That would Gimme Some Truth did the same thing. Yeah, I really can't fault the packaging on this. I think this gets a 5 to me, the quality in that. I think if this was in better shape, I'd really feel that way. Even with how beat up this is, it's still in pretty damn nice shape. So I guess we're giving that a 5. The packaging on this one is a little odd because you basically just got your 2 CD sets in the digi sleeves that they come in and housed in this nice, very nice cardboard box here. Little slip sleeve, slip them in there. But yeah, it's a really kind of a nice little package that you could get them just individually, or you could get the nice box to kind of house them all in one place. Paying the little extra just to have this, you know, isn't really going to help its design quality. I think they could have done a little bit better on the cover here, like maybe more of a red and blue split instead of all this white. However, I do like the fact that there's like that silver foil on the Beatles logo there. I think the spine looks great with the fonts and everything there and the colors. That looks great. I think the back they did a great job on. And the quality, it does feel nice and quality. Even the digi sleeves, once you slide these out, that the main albums are housed in, I think are really good. I've been really happy with that packaging ever since the Beatles came out with that in 2009, and they've stuck with that since 2009. I guess quality-wise, design-wise, just because it is just basically a slip sleeve that they put over the standard albums there, I can't really give it a full 5 points, but I also can't fault it that much, so I'm giving it a 4 on that. So let's go next to value, and Gimme Some Truth. I think it was a little pricey. I guess that's just what it comes down to. And that's one surprising thing for the Ultimate Collection stuff is usually this particular box is not pricey. But for a 2 CD, 1 DVD, Blu-ray, whatever, and yes, it does have the nice hardback book, but it was about, I think, $75 when it was new. I feel like that's just a little expensive. I was trying to look to see if I had the price there, but I didn't. I know I kind of waited. I think it dropped down to about 60, 65 before I bought it. Yes, this is a little expensive. You are getting a lot for what you're getting. Are you getting bang for your buck? I don't know if you really are. It's nice to have the hardback book, but being that it's not one of the main albums, that it is just a compilation album, do we need a big box set for a compilation album? I mean, bigger than, say, what this is, or even this for this matter. Is this overkill? I guess we're almost getting to at this point. And it might be. I'm glad that they made it. I wouldn't have bought it if I didn't think it was maybe whatever, but I'm still going to say it's a 3 for value. Just because, I mean, it was a little pricey. If this was $50, I think great, but even 60, I think, and that's where I got it, I think is right. But if it was 75, I think when it was new, that does feel a little pricey. So moving on to Pure McCartney. This, I think, was about $40 when it came out. And there's 4 discs in there plus the hardback book. So you're looking at about $10 a disc. And I think anytime you're at about $10 a disc, I think you're doing well. Especially with how much music is jammed onto each of those discs. This, I feel like, was value-wise, was great. And it's held its value, too, because right now, if you try to find this, I think I paid about $40 a few years back when I got this used, really beat-up copy. So the fact that it's kind of held that value and is going up, I suppose, is out of print though. So anything out of print is going to go up a little, especially of a popular artist. But yeah, I'm going to give this a 5 for the value. So I really feel like it's right there. Give Me Some Truth was only 2 disc, where this is 4 disc, and that's why the value is going to drop a little on that. The Beatles, though, the Red and the Blue album, this one I was a little unfair on. This was about $45 for this, just to get the little slip sleeve over that. And no, it was more than that. It was $65, wasn't it? Yeah, it was $65. And I know individually, the Red and the Blue album, if I were to have just got them on their own, you know, just this or just this, because that's exactly what it would be if I bought them individually. These were $30 each. So the fact you maybe paid $5 for the box itself, because you really got nothing much different here. Was this worth the value? Yeah, but I'm not going to give it full points because I feel like it's a little down. Where this is 4 disc, this was 4 disc. This was about $40 when it came out. This was $65, so we're well over that $10 per disc. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 4, just because I feel like that's where it's at. It might actually be a 3. We're going to stick with 4. That's what I wrote down, so we're going with that. Does it feel special is the next category, and to make a compilation album feel special, I think they're doing a good job on this, because I'm not the biggest compilation fan. But if, say, there was just a casual John Lennon fan that's like, I don't know if I want to get into the albums, but I'll, you know, give this compilation a try, and they bought this, will this feel special to them? Does it feel special to me, even though I'm not a big compilation fan? Yeah, it feels special. So this is getting a full 5 on this. Does this feel special for Paul McCartney? Yes, this feels special. So again, we're getting a 5. I'm not going to dwell too much on this category. And once again, the Beatles, the Red and the Blue album, and their little box set here. Does this feel special? I think it does, actually. Like I said, I wish they would have done just a little different with the cover here, but the fact that they kept this, you know, silver foil and such, I feel like it feels special to me. And, you know, they used some good high-quality cardboard on that, so that's getting a 5 also. So they all scored perfect on that category. Other packages, so Give Me Some Truth, kind of what I went through in the beginning there. You could get a 36-track or a 19-track version. The 36-track, you get the 2 CD Blu-ray version with the 124-page hardback book. You get the 4 LP version, or you get the 2 CD version, or you get the 9-10-inch LP version on Record Store Day in 2023. So definitely some good options there for this version of it. The 19-track version on top of that, if you wanted to go a little less, you had the 1 CD, the 2 LP, and then eventually the colored vinyl 2 LP. So yeah, you had quite a few good options on this. So this is definitely getting a 5 for packages. Pure McCartney, we had a few options too. Like I said, you had the standard 2 CD version. You also had the vinyl 4 LP version. And then you had the deluxe version here, the 4 CD version. You had kind of different track listings on everything and so forth and so on. None of them mirrored each other at all, aside from, you know, how the appearance of the package looked there and everything. But yeah, other packages for Pure McCartney, I'm going to give it a 3, because there was no, say, vinyl package that met up with this, you know, anything like that. So it's getting a 3. It's getting docked a little on that. In fact, they didn't keep the track listings the same or anything like that. Let's see. And then the Beatles, 1962 to 1966, 1967 to 1970. The new 2023 remixed and expanded version. So we got quite a few variations on this one too. I kind of went through at the beginning. You could get, let's see, the 2 CD Red or Blue album, the 4 CD Red and Blue album, the 3 LP Red or Blue album, the 6 LP Red and Blue album, the 3 LP colored vinyl Red or Blue album, or the 6 LP colored vinyl Red and Blue album. And then you could also get Dolby Atmos streaming, or you get the Yodel player card version. So, which is cut down on the track list, but we definitely got a lot of package options there. So I'm going to give that a 5 on that one. So perfect score for that one in that category. And all together now for the packaging, as that's the last one on any of these, we're getting an 18 for Give Me Some Truth. We're getting out of 20. We're getting an 18 for Pure McCartney out of 20. So tying up there. And wow, we're getting an 18 for the Beatles Red and the Blue album all together for packaging. So they all kind of came to it in different ways, but they all got the same score on that. So that's pretty amazing on that. So totals all together then, we've got for Gimme Some Truth, we've got a 46 out of 50. So this fared out pretty well. Pure McCartney got a 42 out of 50. So that high res not being in there really did hurt it there. And then the Beatles got a 42.5 out of 50, being that I gave it a half a point for the fact you could at least get streaming the Dolby Atmos version. So then the last category we got is the bits and the bobs. And Gimme Some Truth is really the only player in this. And we did get a poster with it, a double-sided poster at that. So there's the one side and then the back side there. And we did get a bumper sticker, Gimme Some Truth bumper sticker. And we did get a couple of postcards. So there's postcard 1 and postcard 2. So we definitely got bits and bobs with it. Was it as much bits and bobs as you get on some stuff? Well, it was just posters and postcards. I'm going to give it a 2. 2 out of 5 for the bonus points. So that'll bring its total up to 48. Did I figure that? Yeah, 48 out of 55. Pure McCartney, no bits and bobs, so a 0 on that. Beatles 1962 to 1966, 1967 to 1970. No bits and bobs with that either. So those are going to stay the same at 42 and 42.5 respectively. So there we go. There we got it. So Gimme Some Truth, once again, wins out on that. So the Ultimate Collection really doing well on all these. I think they've either tied or been just a little ahead. This one was quite a ways ahead. Good job on the Gimme Some Truth package there. I know this was a little odd comparing all these together. But, you know, it was fun, and that's what we're here for, is just to kind of have fun. I hate pitting, you know, the solo members up against each other, or even the solo members up against the Beatles. But, you know, it's fun just to kind of see what you say on that. And all these, I mean, whichever one of these you get, you're not getting bad music at all. So don't get me wrong there. I think it's just kind of fun just to see what, if we do rank it on how everything goes there. So track listing, flow vibe, the packaging. Packaging, they scored the same points all together. Like I said, just kind of in different ways. They ended up with the same score on the packaging on all of them. So even this big box didn't really matter too much when it comes to a compilation. I think of this was just like one of the albums and trying to make a really cool super deluxe version of the album. The package is really going to shine through on that. But a compilation, yeah, I guess it's a compilation. So there we go. But anyways, I don't want to make this too much longer, as I feel like this is getting long. We did 3 albums all together, so that's a pretty long process. So I am going to get wrapping up totally. Once again, before I do wrap up totally, though, I do want to thank all my subscribers again. And thanks to you new subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And do hit the notification bell so you know when I got new videos coming out. Also, please give the video a like if you like it. It really does help out the channel. And like I always say, if you've stuck around to this point, you must like it. So please give it a like and do leave a comment. I love having a discussion with everybody. Let me know your thoughts on these compilations. Is it fair to pit them against each other? Is it just fun? Because that's what we're doing here. We're just having fun with it. Letting you know what's out there. Letting you know what, you know, really works out great. It was just a fun little video. And, you know, it's fun to kind of highlight these Ultimate collections because we all of us Beatles fans love these collections. These have been really great and really looking forward to the Mind Games one. So before I get rambling too much here as I feel it's coming on, I am going to get signing out totally. I am Beatle Dustino, signing out.